Hey guys, Snakes95 here, and today I'm here with a review of a game that was developed for a small game jam on itch.io, 1-bit clicker jam. It's called City Clickers, and it was developed by Eigen Lenk. Random review, I know, nothing too crazy, just something I kind of was screwing around with while watching Netflix and kind of had fun with it. It's essentially a cookie clicker type game, a little bit more to it I'd almost want to say, not quite, but kind of. It's inspired by SimCity. It's name your own price on itch.io, so you can play it for free or you can buy it if you so choose. There will be a link to it in the description below. I actually played this for a few hours while I was watching Netflix, not gonna lie. Pretty much, honestly, you can see on screen, it's a pretty simple game. As far as SimCity goes, you know, in this case, you're building roads, you're building houses, you're building businesses. It all kind of relies on you building a small little village that eventually can grow into a giant city. So, you know, you can only build attached to roads, which, you know, whether it's a reservoir for water for, you know, a house, or a factory for people to go to work, or a grocery store, aka a market in the game, or a shop. And over time as you play, you know, you've got to deal with your income and your expenses, making sure you're not, you know, borrowing a ton of money from a bank and then, you know, you can't pay it back. Stuff like that, of course, you know, kind of putting a real life, what's the word I'm looking for? Spin on it, just, you know, because you'll have to pay interest over time, say if you're taking out a crazy amount of loans. The first time I played it, I kind of struggled a little bit, and then the second run around, I got a good feel of things, which you can see with my giant city, with offices and fire department and police department and all sorts of stuff. So even though this game was designed for a quick game jam and, you know, was designed pretty quick, it is actually going to be continued in development. It's still being worked on by Eigen Lenk, which you can find them on Twitter. I'll mention them in the description as well for sure. But anyway, some of the cool things they're currently working on are like landfills, trash management, factory production, customization, importing and exporting goods, all sorts of stuff that will, you know, just kind of add more content to the game. It was originally restricted to specific rules for the game jam, like, what was it, I think you could only use 8-bit sounds. As far as being a 1-bit clicker, you could only use pretty much left-clicking, right-clicking, I believe anything that's the mouse pretty much, like the scroll wheel, and that's pretty much what the game does. So, one thing I am glad to say, which I always make sure to point out, like, I didn't run into any issues with the game, I didn't have any bugs, I didn't have any crashes. You know, the options menu isn't anything fancy, but it's nothing that it's not the sort of game you would expect some crazy, you know, options. It's not like you need to tone down the graphics or turn them up or anything like that. They do have the option of giving you the ability to choose different colors. One of the rules for the game jam actually is that you can only do 2 different colors for your game. In this case, you mainly see me playing with blue and tan, although they gave, I believe, like a solid amount, probably 5 or 6 or so. I didn't count them off the top of my head. For a cookie clicker type game, I wasn't expecting to put as much time into it as I have. I'm even looking into a couple of other ones from the game jam, and I will say I did actually enjoy this one. So definitely worth checking out if you're looking to kill some time, whether it's, you know, 15 minutes or an hour or 2 hours. Definitely a game to fiddle around with.